Good afternoon and welcome to the Town of Ayer OPEB Board of Trustees meeting for Wednesday, February 3rd, 2021 at 3 p.m. This is an open session remote participation meeting. I'm Robert Pomeran, the Ayer Town Manager. Due to the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic, Governor Baker issued an emergency order temporarily suspending certain provisions of the open meeting law. Public bodies otherwise governed by the open meeting law are temporarily relieved from the requirement that meetings be held in public places, open and physically accessible to the public, so long as measures are taken to ensure public access to the body's deliberations through adequate alternative means. This meeting will be broadcast live on Channel 8 and on Zoom. The public may participate remotely by following the call-in information on the bottom of the live broadcast screen. For the Zoom meeting information relating to remote participation, please contact Cindy Knox, IT Director at cknox@ayer.ma.us or 978-772-8252 or Barbara Tierney at btierney@ayer.ma.us or 978-772-8220 extension 152 prior to the meeting. The members of the OPEB Board of Trustees are as follows: Select Board Member Sean Copeland, Barbara Tierney, Treasurer and Tax Collector, Mr. Kevin Johnston, Benefits and Payroll Manager, Ms. Lisa Gabri, Finance Manager, Ms. Susan Copeland, Town Clerk, and I'm Robert Pomeran, Ayer Town Manager. For the public's benefit, the agenda is a review and discussion and approval of the minutes from September 3rd, 2020, discussion on the OPEB contribution and recommendation for FY 2022, any new business, and the scheduling of the next meeting. So good afternoon, everyone. So with that, you should have the minutes from our last meeting, which was September 3rd, 2020. And I thank Kevin for recording those and distributing those. He'll also be taking minutes this afternoon. Are there any edits, comments, changes to the minutes? Otherwise, we'd be looking for a motion to approve.
No, I reviewed them. They looked fine. Motion to approve.
Okay. Is there a second? I'll second. So motion made by Barbara Tierney, seconded by Robert Pomeran to approve the September 3rd, 2020 minutes. And this is by a roll call vote of the board. Select Member Copeland.
Aye.
Barbara Tierney.
Aye.
Kevin Johnston.
Aye.
Susan Copeland. Lisa Gabri.
Aye.
And Robert Pomeran says aye. The minutes are approved. Thank you. So the next item is a discussion on the OPEB contribution and recommendation for FY 2022. And just for the public's benefit, this board is charged with, in addition to reviewing quarterly the town's OPEB account, it's also charged with making a recommendation for future contributions to the OPEB account. And this recommendation would go to the select board for inclusion on the town meeting warrant, and ultimately town meeting votes that contribution amount at the annual town meeting. Historically, our recommendation has been for $300,000, with about a portion of that coming from the state meals tax, or the portion thereof that was a policy started when the local meals tax was put in place, and the balance to get up to the $300,000 supplemented by free cash. So that's been what we've been recommending annually for the last several years. I'll open it up to any discussion on the contribution or an update on the contribution, or anything we need to discuss on that.
So I'll start. The reason we got to that $300,000 amount was as per recommended by our GASB 45 actuary. And if we, in their estimation, if we continue to make that $300,000 contribution, we would be up to the level that we should be funded. I can't remember the year, but it's quickly. I would continue to, and it actually helps our discount amount. That is the amount that they use, the rate that they use when they're calculating our liability. So we actually want that to be favorable. And if we continue $300,000, it will remain favorable. So I would personally recommend that we continue the $300,000 for FY22.
Lisa, I don't have it in front of me, but for everybody's benefit, generally, what's the split? How much generally is from the meals tax and how much is from free cash?
It's roughly half and half, roughly.
Yeah. So about 150 on each end.
Yeah.
From my vantage point, I would agree with Lisa that the 300,000 puts us on a good track record, meaning that annual 300,000 to meet the fully funded obligation. And I forget the year, forgive me, I don't want to say the wrong year, but in looking at the account as well and the performance, that seems to have served us well. Also added by the fact, I think we have the benefit that the local meals tax is going towards about half of that, and then half of it from free cash. That also seems to have served the town well. So from my point, I think for FY22, I think the recommendation of 300,000 is consistent and is also obviously affordable within the current budget.
I mean, what we haven't talked about, because I was somewhat concerned because of COVID, that we would have a negative impact on our investment funds, but actually it has made up and done very well. We're over $3.3 million sitting in that investment fund right now. So I have no hesitation in continuing to invest it with the Pension Reserves Investment Management Board, PRIM.
I agree. I think overall the investment firm has done very well. Even though we had those initial declines, it recovered very nicely. I have no concerns, and I think staying with our $300,000 is beneficial to the town going forward as well.
Do you mind, just for my understanding? So I know you said usually like half and half from meals tax and then from free cash. In years past, is that usually I should say this year with COVID and any impact on our restaurants, does it look like it'll be more a different percentage?
It might slightly, because for a while the restaurants we have not been collecting the money that we had been. It opened up a little bit in the summertime, so that was good. But I don't think it will be that much of a difference.
And at this point,
I have the information already, but I don't want to access it right now because I don't know it will disturb the meeting here. So.
And at this point, are we using last year's meals and sales tax for fiscal 20?
I have to.
For
FY20 would have been an estimate for FY21.
Yeah.
So I had to adjust a lot of those when I came to do the recap sheet because the DOR is very, very closely watching estimated revenues. Again, due to COVID. And so they will not expect the increase in estimated revenues for FY22 either. So it may affect the rates. Sean is absolutely right. The split could be like 30 or 40% for a year or two, but I still think it's important to move forward with that $300,000.
I agree.
Yeah.
Agreed. And to Sean's question, which is a good one, we're looking at estimated about $1 million in free cash. So what I'm getting at is, so it's generally been about 50-50, but to your point, Sean, if we have to do a little more on the free cash end, I think it's still doable in the budget.
Yeah.
But I think definitely something for us to continue to monitor as we move forward. Any other questions or comments on this potential recommendation, I think what would be, any other questions first? I'm sorry. Okay. I think what would be helpful for Lisa and I as we develop the FY22 budget is if we're comfortable with the 300,000, is if this OPEB board would issue a motion to recommend $300,000 for OPEB contribution for FY22 using the local meals tax and then the balance from free cash to get to 300,000 would be helpful, so we can report that to the select board and the FinCom and begin to integrate that into our plan for FY22.
Sure, you want to do that now?
I mean, I unless there's any other questions, I think it would be helpful to get that recommendation on the books.
Okay. Do you want me to make it?
Sure, if you'd like. Yeah.
All right, I'll make a motion for the OPEB board to recommend $300,000 using local meals and sales tax and the balance for free cash for fiscal 2022.
Second that.
Motion's been made by Barbara Tierney, seconded by Sean Copeland. Any discussion on the motion? Seeing none, roll call. Select Board Member Copeland,
Aye.
Kevin Johnston,
Aye.
Lisa Gabri,
Aye.
Susan Copeland, Barbara Tierney,
Aye.
and Robert Pomperian says aye, so it is unanimous. So we will, the minutes will reflect this, but we will also report this recommendation to the Select Board and FinCom, and I think we're in good shape in that end. Okay, the next item, is there any new business? So then again, just as a refresher for everybody, our charge is to meet quarterly, a minimum of quarterly, to review the OPEB contributions, which for the public's benefit, there's an OPEB webpage on the town's webpage that has the monthly statements and the minutes of this board, and any materials related to this can be accessed there. And our other goal or other charge is to make recommendations like we just did, any recommendations related to the OPEB fund. Is there any new business for this afternoon or future topic, or any observations on the current state of the fund, which Lisa had mentioned looks pretty strong, but is there any new business?
Nope.
Okay. Oh, Bennett, are you muted? Can people hear Susan?
No.
No.
Hold on one second.
Now?
Yes.
Now hear you.
Oh, look at that. I hit a button.
You have the floor on the new business, Susan.
So fancy.
Were all my previous ayes official then? Just kidding.
Yes.
Okay. So I guess to play devil's advocate, because we have been doing so well,
Yeah.
would it be beneficial, instead of kind of just being a sort of lame board, not that we're lame, should we entertain possibly increasing, even if it's $50,000, or seeing what the impact is, or even just explaining why we wouldn't do an increase of 50 or 100,000 in future years. I just think maybe we should somehow have that conversation. I know we're doing great, and I'm glad that we're able to still be successful and stay at this 300,000, because I know it is, we're doing great. And in sitting with previous investments, we know that we're on the right track. We're doing much better than a lot of communities.
Mhm.
So it's just something I thought maybe we should just entertain and have some information out there in case anyone asks, just to sort of solidify why we maintain at this $300,000. Just not that we don't have anything else to do. Lisa.
I would entertain that, except I'm not sure that this is the year to do it.
Right. I think
Mostly
mostly
sort of the unknowns out there, but I
think
would
it's,
entertain it.
yeah. And more just having that discussion. What would it look like? Is it a benefit? Is it not? And not even really so much to even make the recommendation, but just have that conversation and something to be able to, if we are asked it, we're ready to answer it.
I could certainly shoot an email out to Parker Helmore or, Primoris, and maybe they could do a quick calculation on the impact of an addition.
Exactly. Just something
Yeah.
to look at. That's all.
And I think it's a good point that Susan brings up too. We could also do something, and we should be prepared as always for town meeting. Somebody may ask, $300,000 is a significant contribution. To Susan's point, to be prepared to explain that. And maybe as we've done the budget book, for town meeting or something, maybe this year we put a page about the OPEB. I see where you're getting at, Susan, like what it is. Let's get the target year, because I don't want to say it because I'll give the wrong year, but the target year, the target amount, why we do it. And then I see what you're saying, Susan, to your point is, yeah, and I agree, we've been good at the 300,000. What would be the impact if you did more, if you did less? I get it, some outreach for it.
Yeah, that's all.
All right.
But I think it's great that we're still able to stay on the track that we're on,
Yes.
considering everything. So that's awesome. So.
Excellent. Any other new business? Okay. So our next meeting, which we'll schedule, like I said, we're supposed to, at a minimum, at least meet quarterly is our charge. And that's pretty much what we've done. Obviously, if there was some reason we needed to meet, we could convene a meeting. So why don't we'll plan to, from the town hall, we'll send out some dates to schedule the next meeting, which will be in about 3 months. And at that meeting, at least we'll have the approval of the minutes from this meeting. Why don't we'll take a look at the accounts at that point. I know it wasn't on the agenda today, which is fine, but we'll just have a brief discussion about the status of the accounts. And then maybe to Susan's point as well, continue to talk about some outreach and so forth. And I think we should prepare a page both for the website, meaning under the OPEB page, prepare just some general information and maybe have that for town meeting too. Does that sound like a plan?
Sounds like a plan.
Perfect.
All right.
Sounds good.
Well, with that, we'd be looking for a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn at 3:17 p.m.
Second that.
Motion made by Susan Copeland, seconded by Sean Copeland to adjourn. Roll call, Sean Copeland,
Aye.
Kevin Johnston,
Aye.
Lisa Gabri,
Aye.
Barbara Tierney,
Aye.
Susan Copeland,
Aye.
and Robert Pomerantz says aye. It's unanimous. We are adjourned. Thank you, everyone.